From the Bay Area to the world, this is the podcast of positivity and professional wrestling. Here's your host on the coast, Ollie the Orator.
Yes, it's a story. Yeah, our government tells us a story.
Hello and welcome to the Sharpshooter. Today my guest is Chael Sonnen. How are you doing?
Still famous and still rich. Thanks for bringing it up. How are you?
Good. I heard you like wrestling.
I like some wrestling. Now, are we talking amateur wrestling or are we talking big time wrestling? I like them both. I'm just wondering which you were referring to.
Okay.
Which wrestling, Ollie? Which wrestling are you a fan of? Well, you do
W.
both, but what do we watch all the time?
WWE.
Yeah, who do you like? Is John Cena still cool? Is this still something? Do the kids do this? Yeah, there it is. All right. All right, I know what we're talking. Let's talk some wrestling.
Okay. Who's your top 5 favorite wrestlers?
Okay, of all time, I got to go Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, The Rock. I'm going to go CM Punk. That's more of a personal relationship. I just like him. And I'm going to go Undertaker.
Wow.
My top 5 favorite wrestlers are Rey Mysterio, John Cena, The Rock, Roman Reigns, and I also like
No Stone Cold. No Brock Lesnar?
No.
Kid Chaos.
I'll tell you what I used to really like, and they did away with it, but they used to be much bigger in the tag teams. And I know they still do the tag team, but that used to be a real thing. Like, you could be a co-main event of WrestleMania in the right tag team match. And there was a tag team called Demolition that is my all-time favorite tag team. The Road Warriors ripped off their gimmick. Look that up.
Yeah, we're going to have to study that. Daddy's taking notes right now. What tag teams do you like, Ollie? You're a big tag team guy.
Usos and New Day.
Yeah, I like those as well. But to your point, there's only a few out there right now that are actual tag teams. Those guys still wrestle in singles action and whatnot. The old day, the tag teams, there would be 10 or 12 teams that would all be fighting for top position. It was just as sought after as the heavyweight championship in terms of the way they were featured and the storylines and the posters, their ability to draw pay-per-view money. Tag teams used to be a lot bigger deal. I miss those days.
What are your top 2 favorite moves?
Okay, so I will go with the sunset flip and the small package. And those will be known as the 2 most ridiculous moves in all of wrestling. But in the 80s, that was like a finishing hold. If you could hit a sunset flip, you were going to get the 1, 2, 3, and the same thing with a small package, which was similar to a move in amateur wrestling, a cradle where you'd step over. So I just got it. I just understood it more than I did the suplex or the drop kick.
That's crazy.
What do you got? I'm going to guess an RKD and a Hurricanrana.
I don't know any of those.
RKO? I think I said the wrong letter.
Yeah. Yeah, you know the RKO. Who does the RKO?
Randy Orton.
That's right. But what are your favorite moves? Tell Chael.
Sharpshooter and electric punch.
The electric punch. Chael might not be familiar with that. Who does the electric punch?
Kid Chaos.
All right. I don't know the electric punch. I'm going to have to go look that up a little bit, but that's awesome.
Yeah, that's all that's all he's moved. He's been working on it. We're almost ready to show the world, but
Ollie, the pile driver used to be like the most dangerous move in all of wrestling. Lots of guys use it now, but that used to be a finishing hold for anyone that could hit it. If you ever hit a pile driver, the match was over, no matter who you were or when you hit it.
who do you know that does the pile driver?
Undertaker.
That's right.
Yeah, but when I watched something on Daddy's computer, Undertaker did the pile driver, and then he only got 2 count.
Oh, so somebody kicked out. Now, see, that's new age wrestling. I'm just telling you, back in my day, the 80s, back when wrestling was still real, you couldn't even throw a guy over the top rope back then. You'd be disqualified.
What are your favorite promos?
Oh, there was this guy. You'll have to go look him up on YouTube, but there was somebody called the Ultimate Warrior, and yeah, he would like huff and puff, and he was just, he was all roided out, and he had face paint on, and he would say things that you could never even understand, but there was like an intensity where he just made it work. He would start snorting during an interview. He'd be doing an interview, and all of a sudden he'd be snorting. There was just like this intensity where you stopped what you were doing, and then you believed whatever it was this guy was saying. And then, of course, The Rock. And then also Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold didn't make your list of top 5. That kind of surprised me, by the way.
Yeah, that might be Daddy's influence there. We definitely got to get into a little more Stone Cold. I mean, he's arguably the greatest, depending who you ask. A lot of these experts and media members say he might be the most famous guy ever in the game.
Sure.
So, yeah, we'll have to get caught up on that, on his legacy. Ollie, your favorite promos. You've cut quite a few. Who do you like?
Chaos.
Sure. Always referring to himself, Chael. I think you guys
Sure.
have a lot in common there. But who else do you like?
The Rock.
Yeah. And
John Cena.
yeah,
MVP.
sure. Another good one.
Chael Sonnen.
Great choice. Great choice there, Kid Chaos. Yeah, I'll tell you, if you want to, I'll tell you what my problem is with wrestling today is there's no rules anymore. Like there used to be rules. By example, you could not throw a guy over the top rope. I mean, that was a rule. The bad guy would do that when the referee wasn't looking. He'd pitch the opponent over the top rope and the whole crowd would go crazy. But there was all sorts of rules. And the reason I bring that up, if you want to be the bad guy in wrestling, all you have to do is break a bunch of rules. And then the whole fans and everybody knows, okay, this is the bad guy. This is the heel, which means by default, the other guy must be the good guy. And because they did away with all the rules, you can't break any rules. And if you can't break any rules, it's very hard to build a heel. And nobody wants to be the bad guy. They all want to be the good guy. So you kind of have to force a guy into that role. But when the guy can't come out and let the audience know that he doesn't care about rules and therefore is a bad guy, it's very hard to get that storyline over.
The heck?
Yeah, exactly. Now, Ollie, what do, I mean, Chael has a couple of nicknames, but what do you know him as? What is he?
The bad guy.
That's right. And he's very good at being bad, right?
I'm bad boy.
You're the bad boy. Yes.
Respect.
Really
I respect that. By the way, Ollie, how is your pursuit of learning online? Is that like a real thing, or do you have your mom take the classes for you?
Yeah, your online classes, since we weren't going to school anymore. Were you doing it?
Yeah.
Were you doing it, though?
Yeah.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We were just checking.
Good man. Never out yourself, Ollie. Never out yourself. Make them do it for you.
Do we, yeah, I think we should ask for some advice. Chael, can you give Ollie some advice on being the baddest boy he can be? Being a real good heel?
Earlier, I was watching on my iPad.
Yeah, when you were supposed to, yes, you were being bad earlier.
First off, I love the fashion. You're pulling the hat off big time, and I love that you're making this video, and I love that you're doing this. I've actually reached out to your dad a few times and said, hey, I really appreciate Kid Chaos's work over there, but his guest list is a little low. Eventually, am I going to be invited on? So I appreciate this. This is the big time, right? I'm now on the big time here, Ollie.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Couldn't have happened to a better guy.
You're one of the best. For the show.
22 years in the business. I never finished less than second. Never finished less than second. Quite remarkable.
What was that, Ollie? So he was just getting on me about something. Go ahead and tell Chael what you just told me.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. You mean on making the show, right? I'm making it here with you. That's what I'm being congratulated on?
Yes, we made it.
I appreciate that.
But what else were you just telling me about? Like, he was getting mad at me about this booking. He said something about wanting the best. What'd you say?
I wanted the best for them. They couldn't make it. Well, I wanted the best for the show. They couldn't make it. Well, here you are.
You wanted the best, but you settled for me? Is that? I get it. I fully get it. Hey, by the way, you said that one of your favorites earlier was MVP. Now, are you talking MVP the wrestler, or are you talking Michael Venom Page?
The wrestler.
All right.
What's the MVP stand for? The MVP you like? What's MVP stand for?
Montel Fontavious Porter.
All right. He's very talented too. Michael Venom Page also has a little something to offer, though. You might want to get into his work. He's a pretty good promo himself.
Yeah, Daddy knows him too. We'll do our research. Lots of good guys to study and learn from. Chael, Ollie was at your retirement fight.
Madison Square Garden, just over a year ago.
That's right. He was there. We were just talking about that. He asked me, Daddy, have I ever been around Chael? Have I seen Chael fight? And I said, actually, you were there at his retirement fight. So you were there for history, Ollie.
I hope you had some pizza while you were out there. I actually missed the city, Rich. I got to tell you, I missed the city because I missed the taste of that pizza sauce they use. I've been craving that.
Yeah, same here. Hopefully we'll get back there in due time. Let's see here, Ollie. Okay, he's pointing me at my notes. So the mantra of this podcast is positivity and professional wrestling. And Mauro Ronaldo, your friend and mine, actually blessed us with that. It was a great one. We kept it. So any advice, we've talked about being bad, but any advice for all the kids out there like Ollie and, your son and those kids that look up to you? Anything you want to pass on to them or share with them?
Oh, I would love to. For the younger generation, I think that they're in a really fun time right now. You can do so much virtually, even what we're doing now. And there's major things that you can learn. I mean, there's always, you always got to stay curious. Like some of the most happy and successful people I've ever met have just stayed curious, even as they become adults. They're trying to learn something new. They want to know a little something about. I've got friends that just started a foreign language just by example, where they didn't have to do that. Well, back when we were in school, they would have hated that, but now they're choosing to do that. They're choosing to keep their minds open and go and learn. And the internet and some of this stuff virtually, Ollie, that you'll grow up on and not understand that your dad wasn't able to do. Some of these things, man, they're such great tools if you use them right.
Wow, that's awesome. What do you think, Ollie?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Ollie was reminding me, Chael, that he's had a previous guest on that you are close with and work with as well, Ariel Helwani. Don't you know Ariel, Ollie?
Yes, I knew you had Ariel on. I actually watched some of that segment. You did a good job with him. Ariel's a real professional, by the way. If this is something you want to go into, you get a little crossbreed of Ariel and Malo Ronaldo, you'll have it made. And,
he was telling me, Ollie, weren't you telling me maybe you could replace Ariel and do the show with Chael, the bad boy and the bad guy?
Mm-hmm.
Chaos and the bad guy. That actually has got a ring to it.
And so I asked him, I go, yeah, but Ariel's your friend. You would take him out like that? Huh, Ollie?
Uh-huh.
How come?
No friends
boy.
No friends from 9 to 5. Right, Kid Chaos? No friends, buddy.
Hey,
I have a friend that I'm with Pokemon.
That's right.
Yeah,
otherwise, it's just business.
Chael, thanks for your time. We know you're a very busy guy. Ollie, what do we say to Chael?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you. I really have. I have been trying to get on this show since its inception. So thank you very much for having me.
And you know
goodbye to you both.
This is our 10th episode, which is a very big deal. Because in my mind, 10th episode for a 5-year-old is like the equivalent of 100 episodes for an adult. So this is pretty special, and we needed a big special guest. Yeah, he's still.
Quit now.
is amazing.
Definitely, Ollie. This is long enough. I fully understand. Hey, by the way, before I go, Ollie, I got to tell you a new joke that's going around. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What's 6 feet tall, charming, and disappears in an instant?
Huh?
Wait, what?
He got us.
Him.
He got us, Ollie. The bad guy got us.
I'll get him next time.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah!